Hi there, I'm Sipka, and this is the Apatros review. Now in this episode we take a look at yet another Spanish horror film, and this one is from the Mill Creek Pure Terror set, and this film is Dr. Jekyll vs. the Werewolf, which was directed by Leon Klimovsky in 1972. And actually kind of interesting because the previous episode I actually reviewed another one of Leon Klimovsky's films, The Vampire's Night Watcher, which actually came out the year after this one. Interesting. Now this film is from Spain. It is theatrical released and actually premiered in France at the Cannes Film Festival of May 1972. It then had a Spanish premiere in 6th of May 1972 and then in West Germany on the 19th of April 1974. So that's all the information about releases I have. Now it was directed by Leon Klimovsky and written by Paul Naschy under his birth name of Jacinto Molina and produced by Arturo Gonzalez. It stars Paul Naschy, Shirley Corrigan, Jack Taylor and Mirta Miller. Now, for a very long time, the heavily cut American print has been the one that was the easiest to find. But recently, Mondo Macabro managed to issue a nice-looking print of the uncut version, so if you're a fan of the movie, that is one to get. My review print of the US print available in the Mill Creek Pure Terror set, which has all the rather savage nude scenes cut out of it. Now, this sixth outing for Spain's favorite tormented werewolf, Vladimir Daninsky, or aka Mr. Hombre Lobo, played by, as usual by Paul Naschy. Here the werewolf decides, after saving the life of a female British tourist at the rundown cemetery next to his castle home, to head to England and seek out the grandson of the infamous Dr. Jekyll so he can be cured of his lycanthrope affliction. Dr. Jekyll agrees, but once a good doctor gives him the treatment, El Hombre Lobo turns into a werewolf version of Mr. Hyde. Oh, the humanity. Now, to be honest, this ain't that great for a Spanish horror movie, but at least it is watchable, unlike the previous two Spanish horror films I've reviewed. Paul Naschy is competent enough in the script writing and acting roles. If you happen to get the uncut version, you also get to see some brutal nude scenes, as El Hombre Lobo has a habit of tearing the tops of his female victims, resulting in plenty of exposed boobs. The storyline is a little disjointed and somewhat aimless at times, but hey, it's a Paul Naschy joint, the Wolfman knows how to party. I will also note that the dubbing job down here is actually one of the best I've seen. Even though this is a Spanish film and you can tell the actors are speaking Spanish, but you could swear the actors are speaking English since the dubbing matches the actors' mouths almost perfectly. I was watching the film and just paying attention to their mouths, and it looks like they're speaking English. Very clever, very weird. That's a rare thing to see in this era, that's for bloody sure. So I would give this a C+, 5 out of 10. It's a passable film. Definitely worth looking over if you've got the uncut version, but if you're stuck with the pure terror print, the lack of nudity won't affect this film's enjoyment too much. Paul Naschy fans will lap this one up regardless. And by the way, I actually have another Paul Naschy film coming up next year, a few more in the future, but the one I've gotten for next year is actually a sci-fi film we did in the 2000s. Wait till you see that one, that's actually pretty cool. Weird film as well. I'll leave the mystery there. Now, for gore nudity, there's a little blood here and there, as well as some poor fucker's head smashed by a large rock, and a woman's severed head thrown in as well. As for nudity, there's at least 3 pairs of breasts exposed during the movie, at least in the uncut version, including those of Shirley Corrigan during the scene in the cemetery. As I've said earlier, the uncut version of this film is available on a DVD from Mondo Macabro, which has all the skin and violence added back in. It looks darn pretty too. So, the Dr. Jekyll vs. the Werewolf gets C+, 5 out of 10. It's passable. If you're a Spanish horror fan, this is definitely one of the ones worth getting. Not great, but it's definitely worth it. Okay, that's it for that one. Now, I'm going to try and get as many reviews done by the end of the year to get up to that 150 review mark I set myself. Anyway. Now, I do not have the request, but if you have any questions about DVDs or films, just hit me up in the comment section. I'll be happy to answer. Hope you guys are staying safe, take it easy, and that's it for this review. See ya.